Hello there. We're looking at multiplication using the times symbol today. But first of all, here's our get ready questions. Pause the video to have a go. How did you get on with those? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. That's how we continue that sequence. What about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40? Brilliant. Can you see the pattern there? And what is the total score in each row? Well, we've got 5, 5 and 5, so we can count up in fives, 5, 10, 15. Or we could put the first two fives together because we know 5 and 5 is 10, and then another 5 makes 15. What about in B? 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. 6 twos. 12 altogether. What do you see here? Pause the video and have a think. I wonder if you can fill in any of Dexter's missing spaces there. How did you get on? There are 3 equal groups of 4. There's 4 cubes in each group. So our addition calculation would read 4 plus 4 plus 4. And there are 12 cubes altogether. Now here's our key piece of learning for today. We can represent this using our multiplication symbol. We've got 3 equal groups of 4, and we can write this as 3 times 4. And altogether we have 12. So 3 equal groups of 4 we can write as 3 times 4. What about this time? What do we see now? Pause the video to have a go. That's right, we've got 2 equal groups this time. 2 equal groups of 6. So our addition calculation will be 6 plus 6. And we already know there are 12 cubes altogether. So what about our multiplication? That's right, 2 times 6 is equal to 12. We've not got cubes this time. We've got 4 equal groups though. You pause the video and have a think. How would we write this as an addition calculation and as a multiplication calculation? Two plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 8 altogether. Or 4 times 2 is also 8. We can read this as 4 lots of 2 or 4 groups of 2. It's your turn now. Have a go at questions 1 and 2 on the worksheet. 4 groups of 2 this time. Let's have a look at this as repeated addition. What we can't see from here is that addition is something called commutative. And what that means is that it doesn't matter which order we add the numbers up in, they will always give us the same answer. And multiplication is commutative too. So we might write this calculation as 4 groups of 2, which is equal to 8. We could also swap the numbers around and write it like this. We could read this as 2 4 times, which is also 8. So 4 times 2 is equal to 8, 4 groups of 2, or 2 4 times is also 8. This would be really helpful later on, because if we're really good at counting in twos, we can think of it as 4 groups of 2, and if we're really good at counting in fours, we could think of it as 2 groups of 4, and always getting the same answer. Here we have 6 fives. We could write this as 6 times 5, 6 groups of 5. We could also think about it as 5 6 times. Here we have 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. 4 threes. Have a think about the two multiplication calculations that represent this addition. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Pause the video to have a think. That's right. This could be written as 4 times 3, 4 groups of 3. Or it could be written as 3 4 times. Either way, we always get the same answer. It's your turn now. Have a go at question 3 on the worksheet. Alex and Whitney have collected some counters and made an array. Have you got some counters or some small objects that you could put into an array like this? They've got 24 altogether. They're thinking about multiplication sentences to represent this array. Oh, Alex thinks she can write 4 different multiplication sentences. Whitney thinks she can do 8. Wow. So let's think about equal groups. Maybe the first one would be one group of 24. I wonder if you can think of any more. What about 2 groups of something? Pause the video to have a think. Alex can see one group of 24. Oh, that was the same as me. And there we go. We've put a ring around it. Ah, 2 groups of 12. Oh yes, I see your 2 groups of 12. 3 groups of 8. Brilliant, I can see a pattern emerging here. Do you think the next one's going to be 4 groups? Yes, 4 groups of 6. Really nice, Alex. What about 5 groups? No, I don't think we can make 5 groups. But Whitney says she can do 4 more. Ah, yes, Whitney. Instead of one group of 24, remember we can swap the numbers around. So we can have 24 groups of 1. And instead of 2 groups of 12, we can have 12 groups of 2. And instead of 3 groups of 8, 8 groups of 3. Brilliant, Whitney. I like your thinking. Oh, this is a tricky question. 4 times something is equal to 12. Let me get some cubes so I can represent it. I'll need 12 cubes altogether. So if I'm thinking of this as 4 groups of something, I need to make 4 groups. There we go. And then I'll put 1 cube in each group, 2 cubes in each group, 3 cubes in each group. So now I've got 4 groups with 3 cubes in each. 4 groups of 3 is equal to 12. Brilliant, I've done it. But that's not the only way I can represent it. Here are 12 yellow cubes. If I'm thinking of this as 4 3 times, I could have 1 group of 4, 2 groups of 4, 3 groups of 4. And now I've got 4 3 times. Here are some further calculations to have a go at. Can you use some cubes or some small objects and see if you can work out the numbers which go in the missing spaces? Pause the video to have a go. How did you get on? 9 times 2 is equal to 18, so that could have been 9 groups of 2, or 9 2 times. We needed 15 cubes for this one, and they could have had 3 groups of 5, or 3 5 times. And then 8 groups of 2, or 8 twice, is 16. It's your turn now. Have a go at the rest of the questions on the worksheet. And remember, using cubes or counters can help us see and understand the maths that's going on. Good luck and have fun.